Mr. Miralis. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
So, considering your multiple professional skills, you're a coordinator, a professor, a conductor, as well as expert in international projects, in what way and in which phase of your artistic career would this have helped in developing your leadership qualities?
Well, in my case, these skills were developed through my work at European University Cyprus, because we are a small department with only 4 permanent faculty of music and numerous other part-time faculty colleagues. We had to be very flexible in our everyday engagement with musical activities. So at the beginning I was teaching music education classes and teaching some hours of saxophone instruction, but through the way and after 2007, when I started the wind band, the symphonic band of Strovolos Municipality with European University Cyprus, which I should say it's a community ensemble mainly, because the vast majority of the participants are not students at the university, but they are amateur musicians in the community. So through that engagement and through that, since then, those 15 years since then, I started becoming more involved with the organization, with the advancement, with the promotion of the ensemble in Cyprus and outside. And on the way, I gained more experience with participating in European projects on behalf of the music program, because I was a coordinator of the school and then of the Department of Arts. So through that engagement throughout the years, I would say I was fortunate to develop these skills and knowledge in the capacity that I did so far, to promote what's happening on in the department and in the community of Strovolos. So in my case, it was basically through trial and error, through the advancement of the program, which started very small. Then we started having a master's degree, then a doctorate degree, and we started at the beginning with 7, 8 students in the symphonic band, and now we became 55. So through the years, I got the opportunity to gain this knowledge and skills to become as better as I can in organizing activities that promote our students, the program, and the music scene in Cyprus.
Thank you. As a leader, how do you interact with your colleagues and their contributions?
I believe that what makes a difference in somebody who is and who wants to be a leader, a real leader, not just to have the title of a leader, but not leading the others, is to be genuinely interested in what each one can contribute to the team, to the department, to the program, to the university, and to the community in general. I think we have a saying in Greek that you gain the title of a leader through your work, through your activity, and not because you are given the title. You gain the respect of the others, and you gain the mutual collaboration, that people want to collaborate with you or not. So you gain that through your work. So I think I'm interested not only in promoting what I do with the symphonic band and with the other ensembles that I'm involved, but also of promoting our music program and our university, both in Cyprus and abroad. That's why in my activities I try to always show and promote the music scene and the musicians from Cyprus, from the university, the work of my colleagues. That's why as best as I can, I ask for my colleagues to either write the work for us or to play with us and collaborate with other institutions, with other colleagues in Cyprus and abroad. So, because I strongly believe that we cannot do it by ourselves. We have to collaborate with others genuinely, share our mutual interest, our mutual what each one has to contribute, and through this collaboration, everybody is becoming better, is improving musically, socially, and I think this is very important. So, in every activity that I'm doing, I am interested in promoting composers from Cyprus, from my department, and musicians as well, and collaborating with others from abroad.
A leader is therefore able to acquire their own specific skills through metacognitive strategies and is able to use these in order to thrive in their profession.
Yes, it's very important to be not only to plan and materialize activities for others and be a leader in that organization, but also later to be thinking back and evaluating what has gone right, what has gone wrong, you might say, what could be improved. And I think this is an important activity that one needs to do. Also as a leader and also as a student, because in a way we are all students in life. We always learn. Nobody knows everything. So we should be reflecting back on our activities, on our judgments, on our decisions, on our planning, and evaluating and reflecting what worked well, what needs to be thought in a different way. So I'm always, even during this process, we're here for 6 days now, and it has been a big a lot of work to bring 35 musicians and a group of 54 people from Cyprus to Italy in 3 different cities. So my mind is always thinking, even during this week that we're here, what can I do to make this a more valued, a more rewarding experience for everybody. While we are here, I'm thinking of our next planned trip, which is to go to the States next year, learning from what took place here, what we learned by from being a week in Italy, for next trip a year from now. So this metacognitive engagement, thinking about our thought activities and engagements, it's something that is very important, I think. And because we don't have, as an ensemble, we don't have a administrative support, we have to be thinking about everything by ourselves. We have a group of people from the band that are working as a board, and we frequently exchange ideas, we share thoughts, and we get together either through the Viber group or together in person and discuss what has taken place, what went right, what went wrong, and we always do that. And I think this is it's something that is very valuable for us as a specific ensemble, because, as I said, we are the largest, we don't have any administrative support, and we are the largest ensemble of the university. So we are always engaging in such activities throughout our rehearsal period and our planning period for the next year, and for our trips abroad, which require a lot of coordination.
Great. Along the course of musical studies, and not only those, is there a role other than the personal maestro that accompanies the student in developing skills and abilities relative to their specific setting?
It's important for the students during their studies to get as much experience of the real world. So I believe that any leader or a maestro of an ensemble should provide opportunities for their students to grow and gain real life experience outside the university and outside the music curriculum. So, for example, what I try to do is we have one student from Palestine who is interested in engaging in continuing her studies in conducting, and there is I discussed with her, and she was given the opportunity to conduct the ensemble in a couple of settings, in a couple of projects, and rehearse with them. The same thing with my assistant conductor, who is also helping out a lot. And recently, a couple of weeks ago, when I got COVID, we were debating whether to cancel a performance or not, and both of them jumped in and were positive to take over and rehearse with the ensemble and perform with the ensemble. So I think this as an example, a lot of times we hear that, and we know that a lot of the learning goals that we have in our teaching, they are not easily connected with real life. So I think our task as teachers is to find ways to make those learning goals and objectives that we have in our class to be as real in life as possible. And this is something that I'm trying to do, to connect what we are learning and doing in the university with the community. I can give a recent example from a class that I'm teaching, which is on wind instrument pedagogy. This year, it just happened that I got in touch with an Italian community worker who is working with immigrants and refugees in Cyprus to help them stand on their feet and gain experience and knowledge, so that they can, when they get out of the camp, they can find a job and be a productive part of the society. So when they contact me about possibly finding ways to collaborate, I was very happy to do so. And this year I had my students who are learning to play a wind instrument from nothing, to have them teach those asylum seekers basic things on recorder, on percussion, on singing, on musical activities. And they did that for 2 weeks before Easter, and the feedback that I got was that it was a very, very valuable experience for our students, not only for the asylum seekers, because it gave them an opportunity to think creatively, to bypass problems with language, to bypass problems with ability level and knowledge. I mean, these people came as refugees, as immigrants, without having anything with them, looking for a better future in Cyprus and in Europe. So our job is, I told my students, our job is to give them some skills, first of all, to make their life more enjoyable, more happy, to provide an hour or 2 hours of joy in their everyday life, then to give them some knowledge and some skills with music. Everybody has voice as an instrument, and body percussion, and a simple instrument such as the recorder, which is very cheap and easy to take with you everywhere, can help them a lot to play, to sing with others, and to interact and to learn something that can help for later as well, if they choose whatever else another woodwind instrument. So I was very happy to see that not only the immigrant students and the community worker was very happy for this collaboration, but our students, even though it was something very new for them, they felt that this was very, very beneficial because it helped them to restructure all the knowledge and the experience that they have with music and teaching and playing in a way that would be valuable to somebody who has no connection with music. Usually we prepare them to teach music students, young students in a conservatory, in a school, but we know that there are many other people who can take advantage of music learning. So we should focus on them as well, because music is for everybody. It's not only for those who have the money, for those who are lucky in their lives and their family supports them to buy an instrument and pay for their music lessons. There are some people that don't have this, they don't have this opportunity, but music is for everybody. Even to sing together in a group of 4 or 5, when you are far away from your country, this is something that is very, very, very important for them and for us, that we can say we help them to do something with sound and rhythm and melody. I think this is very important.
When could one affirm to have made the switch from being able to being a leader? And who is really the leader in musical context, and what is their role?
I think a leader is somebody who is, ideally speaking, is somebody who is genuinely interested in others. We know that many people strive to become a leader to acquire a role or a position for their own benefit. I'm not talking about these people. For me, a leader is somebody who is interested in others more than themselves. Because you should inspire others to follow you, let's say. And saying this with this ensemble that is a volunteer ensemble, nobody is forced to come with this ensemble. They come because they enjoy it, because they gain something, and because it enriches their lives, and because they gain something from being in this ensemble that in another ensemble or in another group or in another activity they don't. So it's very important to be interested, of course, for the group, advancement of the group, of your position, of your university, for example. I'm very interested in that, but at the same time I'm interested, and I think a leader should be interested in contributing even a little bit, so that every member of the group or of the group that one is leading becomes better as a person, as a musician, as a human being, as a member of the society. So I think it's very important to be thinking about others, that you provide something for everybody. I mean, in this group we have people coming from different professions. Each one, we have musicians, we have music graduates, we have teachers, we have lawyers, military people, anything you can imagine. But I think, especially discussing with them from this week, everybody gained a lot from being here with this group and being in Italy and performing for Italian audiences. And I think this is the trick, is that whatever we plan in bigger way or a smaller way, it gives something to the members that they wouldn't get otherwise. They wouldn't get from somewhere else. I think this is what I'm trying to do with the activities that I'm planning and I'm suggesting to the group.
Although being a leader should go beyond gender and be based exclusively on merit, what does the project NEWSinMAP suggest to increase the female presence in the artistic sector?
Well, the first thing that we try to do, and I think it's important to do in the project, in the NEWSinMAP project, was to bring attention of the people whether they are students or administrators or teachers or leaders in the community, that there is this big discrepancy between female representation in high positions. So I think that's the first thing we try to do. And through the review of literature and seeing how different musical organizations run, or the issues they face with this issue, the difficulties they face with this issue, it was the first step to bring attention to our students and our colleagues, that to realize, hey, there is a problem here. We know that there are many, many capable women that should, for whatever reason, they are not in high positions of in a musical organization, and it's not by chance that there is a higher percentage of men in leading musical organizations. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to think how we can resolve this. What measures can we take to try within the project and after the project is finished, to contribute that this discrepancy is minimized. And it was good that in the team we had very strong female leaders as well, and that share their viewpoints and their knowledge and skills for the project. And also we got a lot of female students involved in the project, and I think that this experience was very eye-opening for them as well. And I think they gained a lot from participating in the different activities that we organized. Even though because of the pandemic they were mainly online, nevertheless they found them very valuable. So we hope that this small contribution that we did through the project will continue later on, and the findings are there for others to use in the future, and to use and utilize for the future.
Self-awareness helps in becoming a leader?
Of course. When you are in charge of a big group of people, you have to know who you are. It's very important to be humble. It's very important to know what are your strengths, how to match your interests with the interests of the group, and to be aware of what you can contribute as a leader of whichever group. As I said before, a leader is there and stays as a leader with having the acknowledgement of the members, because they do something good, not because they are dictators, not because they are hereditary leaders for life and it was passed from their father and their grandfather, or you are there because you can do something good and you can contribute to the group, the ensemble. So being aware of who you are, where you stand, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, I think is very important, because otherwise you cannot advance. I mean, you have to take into consideration also not self-awareness, not only of yourself, but also who we are as an ensemble. I have to take into consideration how our membership changes every year and what strengths and weaknesses we have, in order to decide about the repertoire, to decide where we will perform, with whom we will collaborate. So being aware of yourself and the group that you are leading is very important. Otherwise, if you are thinking too high of yourself or too low of yourself, maybe, that's also another possibility, then you won't contribute what's needed for the group and how we can go a small step better or higher in the semester or in the year or in the whatever, in your planning. I think it's very important.
Great. Okay, I believe that a leader should also be sort of a mentor to themselves to best utilize and understand their own abilities. What do you think in this regard?
It's true. As a leader, as I mentioned before, you have to find the balance with what you are interested to do with the ensemble, what are your strengths and your weaknesses, and what are the strengths and weaknesses of the ensemble. So you have to find that thin line to keep everybody happy in a way, at the same time pushing them to become better, so that we don't stay the same as an ensemble and as a person and as a conductor, and step by step improving where you stand as a group. So this is important to constantly evaluating what's going on and put goals that are realistic, but at the same time they are pushing people not in to become better, but also not I should not say pushing, but motivating people to be interested in improving, be interested in practicing by themselves, be interested in attending the rehearsals and in contributing their free time, sometimes their finances and their skills for the improvement of the group. So it's always this struggle, I would say, this continuous evaluation and re-evaluation of finding the best way to take what you have in front of you at the specific moment, to take it one step further. Because every moment is different. I mean, for us, because we are a volunteer group, our membership changes even within the same year. Sometimes people go in the army, they graduate, they leave, they have kids. So one time, for many years, we didn't have any horns, French horns. Now we have 4 French horns. For many years, we didn't have low brass. We had to work with what we had. So this is always the struggle. So I think, but that's the beauty of it, because it doesn't, you don't stay stagnant. There are always challenges that you have to resolve.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your very interesting questions.
Thank you.
Welcome to Santa Cecilia. We are very happy to host the concert of our friends and colleague, Dr. Yiannis Miralis, under the frame of the Erasmus Plus Strategic Partnership Project, NEWSinMAP. One of our main topic of our project is to build and to improve the self-leadership in musicians, students and teachers at the same time. And we are very, very interested in how the self-leadership can also improve the metacognitive, skills. This because when you are conscious of your duty, of your responsibility, when you are in a large music contest like ensemble, vocal ensemble, instrumental ensemble, orchestra, like this night, really it's so important to know how you can really learn, how you can really know, and how you can transfer this kind of knowledge to others. And we are sure that you will enjoy now the concert because we are there, so it's very loud, the sound. Have a nice concert.
Buonasera a tutti, grazie per essere qui questa sera. Grazie per questo applauso. è nato nel 2019, del quale vediamo un momento di realizzazione ovviamente concertistica. È un progetto che ha 5 partner, e il Conservatory Santa Cecilia è la cosiddetta leading partner, è il responsabile e organizzatore del progetto, e adesso sono uniti l'AEC, l'Associazione Europea dei Conservatori e delle Accademie, la Royal Academy of Music di Dublino, la Yazar University di Izmir in Turchia, e anche ovviamente la European University di Cyprus, della quale abbiamo qui il professor Yiannis Miralis, che è anche il direttore musicale di questa serata. Questo progetto è pensato per gli studenti, perché per avere una carriera oggi nel mondo della musica non è sufficiente soltanto essere bravi musicisti, conoscere l'armonia, conoscere il solfeggio e avere tutte quelle cosiddette hard skills che permettono a un musicista di essere tale, ma anche di avere tutte quelle conoscenze che gli permetteranno di muoversi nel mondo imprenditoriale e della sua futura professione. La professione, si sa, si costruisce in molte maniere anche trasversali, e uno degli aspetti più importanti per un musicista è quello di diventare un leader, il che non significa nulla di particolare se non sapere gestire in ogni momento, nella maniera migliore, la propria carriera, quindi essere un self-leader. Per questo occorrono veramente delle competenze che noi in questo progetto abbiamo cercato di tracciare in maniera trasversale. Uno degli ultimi capitoli di questo lungo progetto, appunto, che si concluderà ad agosto, da nato nel 2019, è quello della metacognizione, cioè del pensare in ogni momento su se stessi e su come appunto costruirsi e posizionarsi nel mondo. Ma non vi voglio, diciamo così, portare via altro tempo alla musica. Buon concerto.
Buonasera, grazie per venire oggi al nostro concerto. Io voglio dire molto grazie per i miei colleghi al Conservatorio di Santa Cecilia, Michelangelo e Carla, per l'amministrazione di Conservatorio, per l'ospitalità. Noi suoniamo 4 giorni fa al Conservatorio dell'Aquila, dopo al Conservatorio di Napoli, San Pietro a Majella, e oggi così a Roma, e partire domani. Una molto ricca settimana per noi, per vedere Italia e suonare per musica greca e musica cipriota per tu. Forse tu piace la musica. Grazie molto.
Thank you.